Welcome back to episode 4 of the Level Up Climbing series. If you're new here, I'm Marcus, and in this series I'll be breaking down different climbs that I do throughout the week in hopes of becoming a better climber. So this week, one change is that I did my finger training on 10mm edges instead of 12mm. And a big thing I noticed was just the amount of friction needed really mattered. On some attempts where I was chalked up really well, it was definitely doable, but there were clips there if I just didn't feel like I had enough friction, I couldn't even stay on for a second. And I felt like it was really tough to do, especially in this gym, which is liquid chalk only. I found it really tough, but I was really happy to be able to do all 5 sets with the 10mm edge. Just means that I'm getting a little bit stronger and that I'm making progress. So that felt really good to see. So if you're new here, I'll usually start off my warm-up with a couple different drills, and what I'm highlighting here is my elimination drill. So I'm trying to climb this climb 4 times, each time missing a different limb. So here I'm missing my right arm. In the previous 2, I was missing each leg. I thought this climb was pretty difficult to do, but I was pretty happy to have gone all of these on my first try. It's pretty dynamic, and the holds, just the body positioning was pretty tough. Even here, I have to bring my feet down so that I can move forward. And I feel like that's a pretty common beginner mistake, is trying to, we say use your legs, but you don't want to necessarily lead with your legs if you're not in a well-balanced and strong position. I had a lot more trouble here going no left hand. I think just the positioning going leftwards here had me struggling a little bit, and I'm trying to go straight to that top hold. And so this one definitely takes me a couple tries. I go for it again and can't seem to stick it, so I try and get a little creative. We're trying different things. Maybe I'll go left first, try and find it intermediate. And from here, I feel like my feet are high enough, but it's really hard to get enough pull and really stick that left foot. So on this last attempt, I had my brother do it as well, and he had his left foot there on the bottom while he held it. And so essentially I was doing the same move that I did before, but I think I had more confidence that the move will stick, and I paid a lot more attention to focusing, applying tension through that bottom leg. So I tried to keep that in mind for the future. Just sometimes it's really hard to really commit to a move if you're not sure if it'll work out. So sometimes you gotta just have a little bit more confidence that it will work out, and also trying to keep a little bit more tension in that upper body. I think I'm using it mostly just for balance and a bit of stability, but really trying to apply more tension through the legs is really important. So it's just a good reminder. The green climb there was pretty easy. This purple 3 hex also was not too bad, and it looks really fun. Just this big hold though, I could not find anything on it, so I go a little dynamically there. But we try again, and this time I'm able to go more statically. Again, what I did is really focus on applying that pressure through the left foot so that I can get reach as far as I possibly can statically, and I think it's a funny finish sitting there on that big hold. Feeling pretty good. I moved on to some harder climbs. So all these climbs so far are climbs that I have not done, and this pink 5 hex was pretty tough. I think this left hand I'm trying to switch to an undercling, and it's just really difficult on my grip. That's just not a gripping position that I'm very comfortable in. And this next attempt, I just couldn't figure out what to do with the feet. I remember I had a heel hook, but I just didn't remember how I did it. So I look back at the video, remember how to do the heel hook, but by then I'm pretty tired, so we just move on. This blue 5 hex I thought was pretty cool. I really like this kind of I don't even know what type of move this is called, but I just really liked it, the press. But the crimp that you're going to is just so bad, and since you're reaching behind you, you kind of follow the wall. So we moved on. This was a pink 4-hex that I had tried previously and was unable to do. I thought today was maybe my day. So if you remember, I'm trying to focus on being nice and stable here. Trying to go for the middle of these holds, and once I feel pretty good here, I can try and quickly bring the left hand up. And although I do cut feet, I feel like I'm actually still in a pretty stable position. And again, this top was pretty difficult. I'm using the bolt hold there on the right, and I managed to grab the finish hold, and again, I just need to find out how to match. But I still can't figure out what to do with the feet. I kind of want to switch feet so that my left foot's where the right foot is, but it just really doesn't feel feasible, and I'm not sure what to do. So I asked my brother what he did for beta, and so I try and do the top just in isolation, and what he recommended is just drop kneeing on that top left hold there. And it's pretty difficult, but I managed to do it. So now I'm just trying to string it all together from the bottom to the top. Something I actually forgot to mention is I was feeling pretty fatigued this day. The week prior, I had climbed on the Saturday and the Sunday, and I almost never had back-to-back sessions. And on the Sunday, I had climbed like 30 or 40 climbs for a challenge. So hopefully I'll make a video for that, just like a little short video for that sometime soon. But yeah, I was feeling pretty tired. And so yeah, right there, I kind of just missed the finish hold, and I decided to move on just because my body really wasn't feeling it. So here we're back on a purple, which was also my project, if you remember from previous episodes. And I've been slowly making progress on it. And the big difference here is, watch that right foot. I actually step onto the dual text portion, and this left move actually doesn't feel too bad. I thought it'd be easy from here, but I just couldn't figure out what to do on that top part. But yeah, just that small change, a little bit of height difference there, really helps me stick this left hold, and it feels pretty good. I try a heel hook on the top there this time, but that doesn't seem to work. So again, we're just moving on. And this pink 4-hex I thought was something that I was gonna flash for sure. The holds look pretty chuggy, it's a cave climb. I love this kind of style, as I've mentioned in my previous episode. But for some reason, I was finding it very difficult to read. And I also don't know if it was just the general fatigue I was talking about, but I definitely just wasn't feeling as strong. So here, like, I thought maybe I could grab it like an undercling, but it's pretty slopey actually with both hands. And I realized there's a foothold there on that right foot. I thought it was orange, but it is pink, and so that definitely helps a little bit. But yeah, just reading this route I thought was pretty tough. I thought I'd be strong enough to just make it go, but unfortunately not. But actually, one difference here, I don't know if you can see, I'll talk about it next time it happens, but actually on this attempt, I just missed, and I was like, oh, okay, like I'm not even focusing up. So it was a good reminder to like really be intentional. But yeah, so one big difference here is on that right leg, I'm bringing my knee inwards, and I'm so much more stable. I had tried a heel hook before, but bringing that knee, that internal hip rotation that I've been working on, I felt so much better, and I just have a little bit extra reach for that next move. And so holding that and being stable, I was luckily able to send it. So I feel like internal hip rotation, again, is just a big theme of things I need to work on and trying to apply it more to different climbs. This orange 4 hex was also something that I thought should be really easy. Again, very similar style to the pink. But this next move here, I had no idea how to make such a large leap. So after this attempt, we called it a day. Alright, and so 2 days later, I came back to the gym and I was feeling a whole lot better. My one goal today was to try and just come in and send some projects. We weren't trying too many things. This was more of a project session. So I really wanted to get this pink. I knew I could do it in parts, and I was super fresh. So this is the first climb I basically climbed for the day. And putting the pieces together, I get the day flash, so that felt amazing. I'm 1 for 1. So here I am on this purple project, putting everything together. The little toe hook on the right, into these little pockets. Bit of a slip there, but we managed to recover. And we're just basically putting all the pieces together that we had in previous sessions, so getting that right foot up there. And my brother told me about this heel hook, and so once I had that, it was an easy send. I was really happy about this, because now I was 2 for 2. Next was this orange 4 hex from the previous session. And again, it's totally my style. I was feeling pretty strong. So I was ready to make it 3 for 3. On this far move, I decided I would kind of just go dynamically, really go for that leap. Finding a little toe hook there, and onto this jug, and I cut feet. And so I watched back the video, trying to figure out how to not cut feet. And my best guess was to try and keep my hips closer to the wall so I can be more, so I have more reach. But I kept trying just this top part, and it was very tough. What I realized was, yes, bringing hips to the roof kind of helps, but I mostly had to just try and focus on being more static opposed to very dynamic. And with that less momentum, my feet weren't cutting. But even once I do hit the hold, it's really hard to do anything. There's just so much tension, and I can't release the toe without overswinging. So here I'm trying the whole thing, thinking I can send it. Trying to really pinch there, but I can't find a way to hold that momentum besides just be stronger and pinch. So I'm trying a bunch of different things. There you see I'm even holding the corner, which feels really good. It just doesn't help at all with stopping the swing. So we move on to this purple, which I had tried in the last episode, I believe. And here I decided to actually switch up my beta, and instead of going for that high right foot, I go out left, and this feels so good. It makes those slopey pockets feel actually incredible, and I thought from here it should be pretty easy. But soon you'll see it is still not that easy. I'm on the penultimate hold. It's a side pull, and I'm just trying to make my way left. But it's quite tough to stay close to the wall, and I can't, and since the feet are in the pockets, it feels weird. Like I can't get my hips in the right position. So I actually try standing on the dual text this time, seeing if I can apply what I did on that last purple to this one. Just gain a little bit of extra height, as well as now my toes are free to move however they want. But unfortunately, this didn't help too much either, because I couldn't really get all that much push with the left. It's more of just like a kind of a rockover. So I try again with just the right foot on the dual text. Again, hoping that little bit of extra height will help me rock over leftwards. And on this next go, I decide I'm just gonna try it the way I did the first time, and really just focus on moving left. So here I'm just really applying pressure through that left leg so that I can go left and release that right foot. And from here I knew it would go. And this was just like the elimination drill that I had done, where turns out the first beta was the correct beta. I just have to try a little bit harder and be more intentional and add more tension. So now we're in Surrey for my third session of the week. Again, I usually don't have 3 sessions. And unfortunately, during my hangboard session at the beginning for warm-up, I started feeling a bit of pain in my ring finger on my left hand. And so it was still like pretty low on a pain scale. I'd say like 3 out of 10. It was like just enough that made me go, oh, I'm sure that's not nothing. So I stopped my hangboard session and just went straight into my climbing. And that's something I think I'll be monitoring for a little bit. But yeah, there was nothing really at this gym that I had wanted to climb. All of my projects had either been taken down or were sent. But there were a ton of 4 hexes that I had never tried, and there were a lot of new climbs for me. So I decided I'd hop on a bunch of those and treat today as kind of just like a project seeking session. And so there was a ton of climbs, and for this video, I'm mostly just gonna show my best attempts or specific things I learned through each climb, because there was a lot. So this orange 4 hex was one that I flashed, and pretty much the only real hard part was the dyno at the beginning. Maybe just being a little committal here as well, but I thought this was pretty easy for me at least, especially being able to flash it. This green 4 hex was one that I thought wouldn't be too bad, but definitely provide a lot of struggles. So here I'm having trouble just reaching that right hold, and I go kind of dynamically and can't get it. So on this next attempt, what I do is I try and get the left foot a little bit higher, but unfortunately you'll see there's still just so much tension going through my whole body. So I focus on bringing this left foot up, yeah, just enough so that I can finally reach this hold. But there's just so much tension that, again, much like that orange climb in high van, I don't know how to release that foot. So we move on to the next climb. And something I forgot to mention is, yeah, I tried to only give around 3 attempts per climb. There was just so much that I wanted to go through, and especially with my finger kind of hurting and still not feeling too strong today, I just wanted to get through a high volume opposed to anything crazy. So that pink just didn't really seem to go. I kind of just shrugged it off as just an off day, but it was pretty far, pretty reachy. This purple overhung 4 was pretty fun. Some pretty big moves onto pretty good holds, I'd say. There's just this rock over move here, and unfortunately, if you look at that right foot, it's not on the toe at all whatsoever. And so I just felt really stuck in this position. I couldn't really rock over anymore. And so in the future, I think I will try and place my toe on it opposed to the arch of my foot. This orange one was one that I had given quite a few tries to. On this first attempt, I was having trouble just even holding it. So on this next attempt, I find this little heel hook on the left, which felt actually amazing. And so I just go for it. But the left heel stayed stuck, and I took a pretty like hard fall there. And I think that just like mentally scarred me a little bit. Because on this next go, I was definitely feeling a bit of fear. And again, that left heel is amazing. I hit the spot, but the left heel slips. And I think it was kind of just in my head of, once I feel unbalanced, I gotta bring that left heel out so I don't fall head first. This yellow 4 hex was also one of my projects from before. And I was happy to stick that move, but I just can't quite reach that higher banana. So I try and I'm looking for anything to do with that right foot. And that high right foot unfortunately kind of pushes me off the wall. So this time I try and go pretty dynamically with the right hand. And that absolutely didn't make any sense. So here I go for the high right foot again, but the big difference is that my left knee is pointing left. And so I'm in kind of a more froggy position. So my hips are still nice and close to the wall and I can make this move. From here, it still wasn't too easy. This next hold is pretty good, but not amazing. And I think I just, again, was not feeling strong enough to be able to make this next move. If there was a higher left foot, maybe. But I'm pretty confident I can get that on my next session. This black one was super cool. I haven't really seen a climb like this. The intended beta is to face outside the wall as you go for this move. And I just thought, for some reason, it was really difficult. I thought the handhold would be a little bit better, but I just couldn't find a way to make it work. But I'm excited to try that one in the future. I think that's the one I can send. This black was super tricky. I just couldn't read it. Here you can see I'm trying to switch the feet there. And that obviously wasn't it. But the biggest thing is I really just couldn't even tell where I'm supposed to go. I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's 2 little screw-ons on each volume, which is what I'm grabbing. And I was happy to have figured out kind of some good footing here. But still, what do I do with these underclings? They're not really going to help me go upwards. So that was my 2-3 attempts, and we moved on. This black 4 hex was also one that I thought didn't look too hard. But here the hands and feet are all just in this line, all straight down, and I just don't know what to do about it. So I try and go dynamically there. This one I try and get the right foot up. But yeah, even now I'm not even sure what the beta is. Everything felt really hard to read. And by now I wasn't feeling too good, pretty tired, long session, and I didn't want to overdo it with my fingers. So every attempt here, I had pretty much just given 1 attempt. I was just trying to get on climbs, just trying to see, does this feel doable? And will I hop back on this later? This back wall is their kind of competitive wall. And so I thought I'd hop on these. That purple hold felt so far, and so I tried to go right hand here, and I look a little silly. But I think being on this wall made me feel a little bit better. I was getting a little frustrated with my session, just not climbing well, not sending things that I felt like I should be able to. But this back wall being their competitive wall, I felt there was no pressure, and I could just climb and get absolutely destroyed by some boulders. So this felt different because although I was getting destroyed, it felt expected, and so I didn't feel as bad about myself. And that's just kind of a mindset I feel like I need to switch up. Because yeah, I'm gonna have bad days, but it doesn't mean that I can't still learn from it, and I can't still be pushing myself to the limit for that day. And so I guess I just gotta be a little kinder to myself, not keep comparing myself to peak Marcus, and just kind of remember that you're gonna have bad days. Some days you're gonna get tops, and some days you're not even gonna be close.